another sunny morning, but the reason I've come down so early is because from about 12 o'clock today, it's supposed to heavily rain for about a week. So I am in all guns blazing mode because I need to get more of this ground covered. I need to get my bulbs in before it rains, because then at the end of that rainy week, we are supposed to have our first frost. So I need to get stuff like daffs, tulips and alliums in ASAP. So I am under pressure. I've got about 3 hours to get all this done. So I am going to be filming, but I'm also just going to be cracking on as fast as possible. So it might not be the chattiest episode, but we are going to get some graft done. So here we go. Also, yesterday when I was clearing out the shed, I found this marvellous little knife. So I should be using this. I need my wellies on. I've just stood in that mud with my really nice boots on. That's really upsetting. You know what? I know it's going to rain all afternoon, but it's really warm at the minute, which is great. Oh, lovely knife. You know what? If I didn't learn from yesterday's mistake, put gloves on. I'm putting gloves on. Oh, I feel like I'm in a race against. Really feel like I'm in a race against time today. But you know what? It's not a bad thing, because I spend so much time procrastinating about doing a job sometimes that I don't get it done. So being under some time constraints might not be the worst thing in the world today. It will make me work. I want to get all this down before winter as well. This is only just to improve. This isn't the stuff I'm going to be growing into necessarily, because I am having slight raised beds, but it will help to improve the soil that looks thoroughly knackered over winter, and then I can add even more good stuff onto it come spring. So hopefully come summer I'll have very, very healthy soil. If I can just keep adding natural material to this, it's going to become really good quality growing medium over the next few years. So I'm going to get the rest of this levelled out, then it's time for the ground sheet. That is another section completed. So there is a section here that isn't membraned yet, but I am leaving it because I'm not done with bonfires. So I'll show you that bit, because I need to leave some room for bonfires. That is the main body of this done. I am leaving this section to have bonfires on. So I've got plenty of room like here to do a bonfire without damaging any of this plastic either. I'm quite proud of myself for successfully finishing a job I set out to do straight away, because that never happens. I normally sat there with a cup of tea thinking about it, what should I do next, blah, blah, blah. But that is done. So now onto these summer bulbs. The clouds are coming. I don't think I have long. So this area just in front of the raspberries is where I'm envisaging, I can't say it, all my spring bulbs. And hopefully I might put a few along this top bank, just so I've got a soft border, so maybe some alliums. And then when the paths and beds starts getting made, there'll be a path here and then the first bed. So I've got a nice walkway between the summer spring bulbs, the rhubarb, the raspberries, and my first bed. But I've got to dig this out first. I know I'm no dig, but how the hell do you plant a bulb if you're not digging? So I'm going to dig this trench, then we'll get planting. just some tulips. I've got some colour next year. So I ran off in such haste yesterday because of having to get the car back and the impending rain, which it did by the bucket load. I forgot to show you the front tulip bed, so let me show you now. So there we have it. I know it doesn't look much, but I did manage to pick out a load of bindweed roots at the same time. I put a really heavy bark layer over this back portion, which when I moved in was quite bindweedy, and then literally the finest little layer over this front portion, not to block out any light and stop the tulips coming through, but just to sort of, this seems to deter Mr. Fox from digging. Don't know why, it does seem to help, so I've put that in now. So they should be, and they have been left alone overnight, so hopefully that should all be a beautiful row of tulips and daffodils. Those allium bulbs that I went to plant, when I got them out, they were all rotten and mouldy, so I only managed to plant like 2, unfortunately. I wanted to do a soft border across this top bank. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's a bit late in the season, they've been sat in the bag for too long. But I'll try again next year. We can do that for next year. That's next year's plan. So although we didn't get a lot done yesterday, we did manage to get more ground covered, which is looking amazing. I always like to come and see it the next day to see if there's anywhere I should have pegged down more. You know, when we've had a lot of wind, but this looks great. So I feel like I've put enough pegs in this area to keep this down. And then obviously we've got all the bulbs put in. I must have put in about, I'd say 100 bulbs yesterday. So if they all come through, which I'm not saying they're going to, that will look stunning between my path and my bed come springtime. Thank you to all the comments on Sunday's video about how to clean these greenhouses. One of the issues I'm going to be facing now is because of the time of year, the water has been turned off. So I think I'm going to have to buy or bring down like a jug, like a 4-litre jug of water. So I can put half in a bucket, boil half so it's nice and warm. And I have found on Amazon some, what's it called? Like, it's called window cloud remover. My only thought behind it is, if it's been on a long time, I'm thinking it might be baked on. So that should be arriving this week. So we are going to give this a good going over. But so many of you in the comments have come up with amazing ideas. So there's a window scraper, which I think might be a good idea to do before I try and give this a clean. Hot soapy water. There's been a million ideas, which is great. Someone also said maybe leave it on to see how hot the greenhouses get in summer, which is a good plan, but I don't mind. I want to get these cleaned up. I want to get these cleaned up and see what I'm working with. So don't mind getting them clean, even if it means I have to put more on. You know what I mean? I want to get them disinfected, cleared out, and ready for next season's growing. My next question for all you savvy allotmenters or growers or builders is, do you see this frame? Now, we've got to go into this with the mind of, it obviously used to be staging. So let's pretend I'm a child and I know nothing about building, because I don't. How am I gonna, if I put boards on this, I do sort of want them sort of pinned down. And I don't know how to do it, because obviously there's nothing to screw into. How, I'm gonna get some rust paint for it, but how would I secure boards to this? Because it's huge. It'd be amazing staging in here, and it's free. So I definitely want to use it. but I don't know how to secure things to it. Let me know in the comments because that would be really, really, really helpful. But that is it for this week's. I know it wasn't the most productive, but a little bit each week really does make a massive difference to the overall plot. Like coming up and doing those two jobs does make a huge difference to the overall look and feel of it. Like I'm starting to really feel, I know it's weird to say because it's literally barren, but I am starting to feel it come alive. I'm starting to get a feel for where the beds are going to go, what the paths are going to look like. And it's all helped by you guys watching and commenting because you are giving me some absolutely banging knowledge, tips and hints. So hopefully in summer, when it comes to the growing portion, I can repay you in kind with some tips and knowledge of my own. But at the minute, we're sort of running into this blindly. So I do appreciate all your help. So as usual, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you want to keep updated with the channel, press the bell icon in the corner to be notified when I upload a new video. Have a great week and I'll see you in the next one.